Hello there, this is DBT, and these are the rooms. And alright, let's continue talking about Asphalt 8, and today I'm gonna be having a look at a bunch of different things that are going on in the game at the moment that I haven't had the opportunity or time to talk about. Specifically, things like the Carhunt or maybe the Treasure Rush, also the sales that are happening and things like that. So, let's start this up with the most obvious thing, and that is the Carhunt. Now, this isn't new because the Carhunt already began like 2 days and a half ago or something like that, but I still want to talk about it, and I should show it to you on my other account. My free-to-play account, where I literally have nothing but the Dutch Dart, but anyway. So I have this account precisely to see what it is that these things offer in the way that you would see it if you don't own the car. So, for the premium, we have the Edel Design 01, a car of the rank of 1771, if I remember correctly. Yes, when fully upgraded. Honestly, I absolutely adore the way this car looks. It's very cool looking compared to the other Edel Design that got out whatever. But it looks pretty cool, and in fact, this used to be, and I'm pretty sure that it still is, a pretty strong Class A car. No king by any means, but definitely on the very good side of the cars. So yeah, it's a fantastic looking car, and in fact it does have some really fancy colors. But again, this is a premium vehicle, so you need to actually spend money in order to get it. $10, and I am not sure, but maybe this car was always premium. No, probably was free many years ago whenever it was released, and I have a feeling that it got another festival, but it was premium. Whatever is the case, that is the premium car for this for this Carhunt. As usual, the price is $10 US. It shows different for me because obviously this is my local currency. Now, as far as the free car for this hunt, it's actually a really cool one. We have the Lamborghini Egoista. Now, I said that it's a cool one because it's a Lambo that for a very long time it used to be a token-only Lambo when it was in Class A. It wasn't a fantastic car by any means, but you know, it was there. Now, eventually it got rebalanced to Class B at a maximum rank of 1592, and I do have some thoughts to share about this car. You know that I always mention the brackets and the top of the bracket being 1590, and the maximum rank allowed is 1592. Any point higher than this, it becomes the next bracket. So this means that this is in theory at the top of the bracket, the end of the bracket, so it should be amongst the strongest cars, right? But it isn't. This car actually is one of the Lambos that has bad nitro, because a lot of the Lambos, the vast majority of Lambos in this game have good nitro. This doesn't have that. It has weak nitro, and it kind of hurts it. And on top of that, we're talking about a bracket that generally speaking tends to be kind of empty. So yeah, and it also doesn't have color options. But it is a crazy looking Lambo, that is for sure. And in fact, just a little bit of random trivia. This is one of the most expensive cars in the world in theory. It supposedly sells for 117 million or something like that. Some really dumb number that I believe Lamborghini just made up on the spot so that nobody would even try to buy it. But yeah, it officially supposedly would sell for something like that. But whatever. The point is that this car in terms of performance in this game is nothing super special. But hey, it's a free Lambo, and it's a rare Lambo, cool looking car, futuristic and all of that. So if you're into bunker looking cars, well, there's your opportunity to get that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Carhunt. You know the rest, how it works, as usual, parts and kits for the car if you go premium and whatnot. So yeah, nothing extremely special in terms of the Carhunt, and we got an ad. So if that is the Carhunt, then let's talk about the Treasure Rush, because, oh, this is interesting. First of all, this Treasure Rush, it's even longer than usual. It's 14 days as opposed to 12. So, and you know that if you planned right or whatever, you might be able to squeeze out a 15-day worth of rewards, whatever. But anyway, so the Treasure Rush is for this car that you see over here, the Lamborghini Reventon Roadster. Yeah, I always get confused now that there's a car called Revuelto, whatever. So this is a car of the rank of 1862. Is not ultimate. You have to upgrade this car. So yes, keep that in mind. Now, same situation as with the other car. It's at the end of the bracket. Well, technically not at the end of the bracket, but because now that there is the 1864 car with the Absolute, it makes no sense, whatever. But this used to be the end of the bracket, so the best cars would, in theory, just in theory, be at the 62 rank. So this is amongst them. Does it perform like a really crazy car, high class S? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Listen, it's not a bad car. It's not that this is a straight up garbage, but I don't believe that this car, other than good nitro, has anything special going for it. Just very mid acceleration, mid handling, mid everything. So don't expect this car to be an amazing one. It isn't. And in fact, I'm sorry to say this, but look, I love Lambos, okay? And people oftentimes ask me like, oh, would you still like the Cian if suddenly got put in Class D? Of course I would. Well, Class D makes no sense, but even if they did, it's fine. I bring that up because this car does not deserve in any way being an 1862. This is a car from 2013. This is a car, no, 2013, no, 2007. Yeah, this is a car that sits between the Murcielago and then eventually what became the Aventador. That's why it kind of looks a little bit Aventador-ish, because this is the first foray that they had into this type of design for the car. So yeah, this is a very old car. I don't know why Game Loop decided to put it in this bracket. It makes no sense. Given where they have put other Lambos, this would make more sense in Class B, not Class S, so whatever. But anyway, at this point, I'm just going for mood points. So anyway, the Treasure Rush, you will be able, in theory, to get this car if you get super lucky in the super round and land magically in the required slot to get it, or obviously trying to collect enough points to eventually get to the rewards. Obviously, because I already own the car, well, it doesn't quite show over there, but actually, you know what? I can show it to you in my other account too. Here we go. This is what it's meant to look like. So yeah, this is the main reward, and if you get to 5,000 points, you get 10 direct upgrades. If you get to 8,000, you get the car. So yeah, that's the ways to acquire it. Obviously, you can spend a dumb amount of money. Don't do it. This car just isn't worth it. I'll just say it outright. If you are able to unlock the car by just pure luck, absolutely fantastic. Go for it. But I really don't recommend spending money for this car, because not only it's not an amazing car, you still have to upgrade it. So that's still going to be a ton of resources. So if you're ever thinking of spending money in this game on this car, in the Treasure Rush, just don't do it. Seriously, don't. Anyway, back to my account. So yeah, that is the Treasure Rush. Like I said, it really is, it's longer than usual. And by the way, what I was saying that you can kind of squeeze a 15 days worth of reward, for example, is the fact that right now that the Treasure Rush started, I can start doing my missions, right? And then because of how the cut of the day for the game works and when the Treasure Rush begins and ends, technically speaking, there's still room for a 15-day of rewards at the end. Of course, for that, you would have, like in my case, I haven't done any gauntlet or multiplayer today, so I can claim these rewards because, well, I didn't. I don't know if I'm explaining myself. Probably not. But yeah, since I haven't played any of this, I get to claim this. But if you already played it before the Treasure Rush began, you already lost on getting these dices. So yeah, just thought of mentioning that, but I understand that I just did a horrendous job at explaining it. Whatever. All right, let's have a look at sales, because this is another part. Oh, before that, Racing Pass. Guys, don't forget to claim your Racing Pass if you do own the premium, like I do. Oh, you know what? I should claim this because I haven't claimed it in. I don't want to forget. That's the point that I was trying to make. Don't forget to claim your stuff if you haven't. I know that most people probably claim them as quickly as soon as they can, but I'm the type of person, because obviously limitations on the storage and whatnot, I tend to claim the rewards at the very end, and it's only a few days before this thing ends. So yeah, I must remember to claim my stuff because it matters. So yeah, I have a bunch of stuff that I have to claim still. It's a lot of slots that is gonna occupy in my inventory, so that's why I leave it for later. But anyway. So yeah, the sales. Now, I'm going to show you the sales in my main account, and then I'm going to show you the sales on my other account. So you see a little bit of the difference. So there are sales for cars. We go over here for the sell icon, and I'm going to go from the highest to the lowest. So they're selling now the Chiron Sport 110 ANS, which is a car that normally is hidden. The only way for you to acquire this car, it's either with a Master Key or with the Gauntlet currency. Now, however, you have the opportunity to buy it for 20,000 tokens or 320 vouchers with a supposed discount of 80% off. Don't do it. Well, it really depends. First, this is obviously premium, and this side is premium only, and even though tokens are free to acquire now, there hasn't been enough time for you to gather 20,000. So at this moment, given how recently the tokens became free to play, this car as is still very much just pay to win. So still, don't recommend it, because if you've played it for long enough, if you have cars for Class S and you've been doing Gauntlet, I would suggest you to instead, if you really want this car, buy it with the Gauntlet currency, which is actually what I'm gonna do when this car comes back in the rotation, and before the car doesn't come back in the rotation, and I'm gonna regret this decision. But we'll see what happens. Whatever. Then we have over here, well, the sale of the Ultimates that I reported some time ago that they were at 800. They have now a 25% discount, which makes it 600. Maybe if I had enough of the vouchers, maybe I would go for this because this is a rare car, but honestly, not super interested. Hennessy Venom, same situation with the Ultimates that got reduced to 600 vouchers. Now we have sales for tokens, but you know what? I think I'm going to show you this in my other account because I'll be able to show you a bigger picture of this whole thing. And I know it's confusing for me to be jumping between the accounts and all of that, but sorry about that. It's just that it makes it easier for me to show. And before I continue with the sales, guys, I gotta say, all of you that are 100% free to play, I admire you how you can put up with the pop-up ads whenever you go out of a menu and there's an ad. Oh, that's so frustrating. I'm thinking of literally making the cheapest purchase in this account just for the sake of stopping the pop-up ads. I can't deal with them. So again, if you're free to play and you've been like that for a long time and you put up with those things, I admire you. I'll say that. But all right, so coming back to the sales again, same situation obviously because on my other account I had the Jesco, it didn't show, but yeah, you can buy the Jesco Attack. There's the Chiron that I just mentioned, the Koenigsegg. Now there's some other cars that, much like the Chiron 110, are cars that you can get through multiplayer store or maybe through the Gauntlet store. This is one of them, the McLaren MP431. So again, you can buy it for tokens, a discounted price of tokens. Now, this is kind of BS, to be completely honest, because this car has never sold for 25,000 tokens. There's no cars that sells for that amount. This is not real. But it is worth mentioning that this price is definitely lower than what this car would normally sell for, which would have been for 20,000 tokens. So it's a little bit of fake information over here, a little bit of a sale still, so there we go. But I do believe that you can buy this car in the multiplayer store. I'm not 100% sure, I could be wrong about this, but still, don't take my word for it, just thought of mentioning that the car is also on sale. We got the Koenigsegg Agera RS because it's an ultimate for 600 vouchers, same with the Tuatara, the Hennessy Venom. Then we got the Arash, same situation, and here we go with the sale of all the cars. So, the HTT Plethora, or however you pronounce this, it's again a car that would sell for 20,000 tokens. I do believe that this one is real. It was either this or 18,000, but still, it's close enough. And now it's selling for 6,000 tokens. And again, remembering that now tokens are free to play, well, there's an opportunity for people to eventually buy cars. Like I said, I don't think anybody has had time to get 6,000 tokens. But still, I think it's a good idea for GameLoft to continue with these sales. Or you can buy it for vouchers if you prefer. So Savage Revile GTR, again, discounted price. So now, Pagani Zonda R, don't do it, period. Just in case you thought about it, just don't do it. This is a car that normally sells for credits. Now, for some reason, it's either being sold for tokens or for vouchers. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Wait until this thing ends, and if you really want this car, just wait, and eventually it should probably return for credit. So there we go. We got the McLaren P1. This is a car that would normally only sell for tokens. So the fact that it's still being sold for tokens, it's normal. So this maybe is a decent opportunity for you to get this car for 5,000 tokens if you happen to have them. Then we have the beautiful Lamborghini Veneno, similar to the P1 GTR, same situation. It's a car for tokens. Now it's with that discounted price. The Sparaco the Tronca used to sell for credits. Nowadays, I don't know if it still normally is, but if someone can confirm that it is, then yeah, none of this is worth it. Ferrari, LaFerrari, I don't remember how this car is sold normally, but yeah, there we go. Now, this being Class B, obviously the prices go considerably lower, 3,400 with the discount. We got another Ferrari, the GTC4 Lusso, Rimac Concept 1. Now, apparently this doesn't have discounted price for tokens, so there is that. We got the Kepler Motion, and well, oh, the Gallardo. This is actually a pretty good car in this bracket. I really like the performance of this car, so not saying that you should go for it. There's actually a better option for this bracket. Yeah, there we go. The Peugeot 9X8. This is a better, overall, I would say it's probably a better performance car than this one. The price is basically the same, so if you don't care for Lamborghini or looks or whatever, you don't care that you can't change the color of the car, go for the Peugeot 9X8. It's a really, really amazing car for this bracket. But again, just keeping in mind that I'm saying as if you had a bunch of tokens and vouchers, but if you do, then do consider it like that. Then we got the Lamborghini stock, which is also a strong car in the bracket, but nothing super amazing. Tramontana, I believe this was also a credit car, so I wouldn't advise you to go for it. Ferrari 458 Italia. I know that a bunch of Ferraris have been always for tokens, so maybe I should consider buying a couple of them just for the sake of collection, you know? But anyway, we got the Equus Bass. I don't know how to pronounce it, except for this part. I'm 100% sure it's Equus But anyway, yeah, this used to sell for fusion coins, but now we have it for tokens or vouchers. We got the beautiful Cadillac City SV Coupe race car. I do believe that this has always been for token as well. So, and it's not too expensive. So in about what is this? A week? Yeah, about a week. If you can get the maximum reward of tokens in multiplayer and Gauntlet, you'll be able to afford this. And we got the Chevy Camaro SS. Oh, my prices are disappearing. There we go. So yeah, you can see the prices over there. The Golf Design Vision GTI, Cadillac ATS V Coupe. Maybe I should buy this one. This is the only Cadillac in my main account that I don't own it. For 700 tokens, I think that's a pretty good deal. I think I'm gonna buy it. Someone will be happy because someone, you know who you are, have been asking me, when are you gonna get that Cadillac? Maybe this is the time. We got the Acura NSX for 200 tokens. That's a pretty good. I mean, we're talking about Class D cars, but 200 tokens, that's very easy to acquire. When would we think that saying, oh, 200 tokens is very easy to acquire? See, times change, people. And I know that a lot of people are very upset that a bunch of cars got removed and you cannot purchase anymore, none of that. But the game continues to evolve. Game Love continues to experiment with the pricing and making some cars available, some others not. What I say is, instead of focusing only on the bad things, because there's for sure bad things, all right? Like I just say, the Zonda R, I would be upset because that's a car that I really like, and now I could only buy it for tokens. Yeah, there's bad things, but people should also focus on the good things. Make the most out of the good things that you have right now, because they might just disappear. I understand people being upset about bad things. I get it, but I'm not saying, oh, praise always Game Love for the good things as well, though I do believe it's worth saying, hey, Game Love, we like that you're doing this. But just, you know, just make the most out of it. But anyway, so that is as far as those type of sales. However, there's other sales as... See what I'm saying? Oh, and it changed the color of... yeah, sorry that it looks a little bit more pale. You know what? Let me restart the game because this looks bad. Okay, there we go. Colors are back to normal. But see what I'm saying about the pop-up ads? I hate them so much. That's why I say I think I'm gonna... Even though this is my throwaway account, I might just make the smallest purchase possible for the sake of stopping these things, because when I'm recording these videos, it gets super annoying that as I'm switching between accounts and whatnot, I get these ads. But anyway, so let's continue talking about sales. Now this time, what's on the stores, because there's stuff over there. We got a quote-unquote excellent offer for the TVR Sagari Special Edition for $2 US. Now this is a car of the bracket of 1500, and I do believe that it's an absolutely gorgeous car. Should you go for it? Honestly, yeah, 1500. It's a special edition car. It looks, look at that wing, look at this body. Oh man, this is such a beautiful thing. The performance of this car is good-ish. Nothing straight up amazing, though it does seem to have pretty good nitro. It's no king in any way, shape, or form, so you're not gonna get unlimited W's with this thing. But if you like the look of the car and you're willing to spend $2, well, then I would think this is a decent opportunity for you to get it. But anyway, so that is one of the sales. We got also the Huracan Super Trofeo Evo, a car of Class B of the 1680 bracket. This is selling for, how much is this? $15. About $15, I believe. Now, this one, I would say, unless you're like me and really like Lambo and you want to have this Lambo for the sake of collection or whatever, sure. Other than that, don't really go for it, because honestly, this is not a very good car in this bracket. You know my thoughts on these brackets. There has been a lot of conversation about this whole thing of the cars that I hate on the bracket and whatnot, the options for free to play and whatever. The point is that this car, for being a premium, it is not a great car. So, again, just for collection, I would consider it. Other than that, it's just not worth it. Then we also have an offer for the Bugatti Blast. A Bugatti Blast offer, which is, what does this contain? Yeah, it has the car plus the decal. This is selling for, how much is this? Can't do math. How much is that? $4, $6, $7. About $7 or something like that. Honestly, this is not too terrible of an offer if you're willing to. And by the way, as I always say, I'm not trying to convince anybody to spend money on the game. Just giving you my thoughts and my belief as to, in terms of what they're asking for in terms of money, if it's worth it. Now, this is a car that also normally would sell for credits. But right now, because it's being offered in the bundle, you cannot purchase it. So if you really want this car, just wait for this offer to disappear and the car should go back for credits. But if you really want the car and you're more willing to spend money and you like the decal and whatnot, well, that is your opportunity to get this decal. Though, you know what? Oh, wow. This looks weird. Why are the colors not showing? Is this a bug? This should be colored, not just gray. Oh, strange, but anyway. Yeah, this is a decal, but actually this decal serves for credits, so... Oh, what? Don't do it. You can buy the car for credits, you can buy the decal for credits, don't do it. This isn't worth it. Yeah, just gonna leave it at that. We also got the KTM bundle with the KTM Crossbow GT4 plus the KTM disc bike. Now, this is a car that also would sell for Fusion Coins a while back, but since I don't know when, this car is no longer available to purchase for Fusion Coins, so it's one of those cars that, again, gets hidden to be offered later on, and here's the offer. It's a Class D car with a... I don't even know what class that bike is. I don't know anything about bikes in this game. Alright, so it's also Class D. It hasn't been rebalanced. No bikes really have been rebalanced, but yeah, I would imagine it's not gonna go higher, but only lower. All of that for the price of $5. I don't know. I don't think so, unless you really like KTM. Other than that, we got the Treasure Rush offers as usual. Now we go over here to the offers section, and we have the cars for the current store. You know, the multiplayer stores right now selling this car for the multiplayer coins. Same for the Gauntlet, selling the Lamborghini Centenario. Now, as I say, in case, and I think this is very clear for most players, but generally speaking, cars, or always in general, whatever, the cars being sold in the multiplayer store are gonna be cars for the ranks up to 1860. So they're on the goodish side. The ones in Gauntlet store tend to be 1861 and rarely 62 with the Batista. So these are the better cars than the ones in the multiplayer store. And that kind of reflects also over here, where this price being 230 for the Senna, which is an okay car, and then 310 more expensive for the Centenario, which is a much better car. This used to be super spam back in the day because it was easy to get, and or yeah, I suppose easy to get and easy to upgrade. But whatever. A really good car, but in general, I would say just save enough Gauntlet coins and buy it eventually with the Gauntlet coins instead of spending vouchers if you have them, or God forbid, buying vouchers with real money. We got another offer for the Bugatti Divo. The Divo plus some Fusion coins for the low price, notice the sarcasm, of about $50. Nah, I wouldn't recommend you to do it. It's the same thing. It's a non-ultimate car. You're still gonna have to spend a ton of resources to upgrade this thing. Though the Bugatti Divo is a fantastic car. It's kind of heavy on the handling, but the acceleration on that thing is pretty strong. We got some offers for outfits. Look at that beautiful armored ox outfit, and that's about it. Then the regular offers for the boosters and whatnot. Now, where I really wanted to get to is to the special offers, because this is the part that recently got some changes, and I think these are much more interesting offers than what we had before. It used to be just some parts, it still are some parts. But for example, over here, right? For the daily deals, I can spend 40 vouchers into buying a direct upgrade of Class S. Same thing for a wildcard, and I can get, oddly, this just seems strange to me. It's an exhaust, a suspension, and a drivetrain. Is that what it is? Yes. But what about the engine? What about the tech? What about the tires? So this just seems a little weird. But and also for 40 vouchers, I don't think this is worth it. Yeah, it's 5 of each, but except for this, obviously. But honestly, I don't think this is a great deal in any way, shape, or form. Now you can see that there's the same offers for different classes, obviously with varying prices of vouchers. Overall, this, I don't think it's a good deal. We got the weekly deals, in which you can spend 160 vouchers for 20 direct upgrades, Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D. Now, what really irks me a little bit is that it is clear here that Gameloft understands, obviously, this is much more valuable, and you can see by the price, this is much more valuable than this, right? The Class D versus Class S. But over here, no matter which one of the classes you go for, A, B, C, or D, they're all 160. It's not even that it's more direct upgrades for this price, or no, it's, I don't know. Should you go for this if you happen to have vouchers? Maybe, if you're really in need of some direct upgrades. But honestly, instead, if you have more vouchers, then I would consider the monthly deals, because this is where I was like, holy mother of 400 vouchers, which is a lot, but for that amount, you can get an ultimate upgrade and a Class S master. Now, Master Key is where you can get a lot of cars, well, from a selection of cars. In theory, it should be all of the cars in Class S up to 1861. They're never meant to give 1862. And same thing for any other bracket. They're gonna do up to 1771, not 1772. But that's the theory. However, the reality is that there's a bunch of cars that have not been added to the Master Key. In fact, they haven't been updated in a while. So the selection of cars is still gonna be kind of oldish. But still, there's some really good cars that you can get with this thing. Like I said, it's up to 1861, so that means you can get a Cian, you can get the Divo, you can get the Centenario, you can get, what else is out there? The Apex, what is it called? The Tushek Apex, you can get the Cento Dieci, and not only that, you can instantly fully upgrade it with this thing. So honestly, 400 vouchers, how much is that in money? Let me check real quick. 400, this is about, okay, this is $50. So the other one that I said was 50 was 40. Okay, so this is $50. So they're selling you for $50. Oh Jesus, that's the wrong. And it messed up my colors again, thank you. Okay, you know what, I'm not gonna put the effort on restarting the game again. See, I hate this pop-up ads, but anyway. So yeah, for $50, $50, 50 US dollars, which is a lot of money, you can get a Class S car and upgrade it instantly, and you're done with that. Oh, Faraday! You can also get the Faraday with the Master Key, by the way. Really, really good car. So, $50 is a lot of money. Should you go for it? Honestly, that is up to you. As I always say, all of this is always up to you. But, for example, remember that I've talked about the currency sales with for $20 you get a bunch of currencies and 10,000 tokens and 800 vouchers. If you were smart enough to snatch this, you could literally buy this and this too and get, let's forget about the keys for a second, 2 ultimate upgrades for that. This is insane. Really good deals if you happen to have already vouchers from previous purchases. Right now, spending $50 to get this, honestly, it's not too bad because again, if we consider that they're selling over here was it here or was it over here? That they're selling this car alone for $40. Well, you know, for $50, if you really want this car, maybe it would be worth spending the additional $10 and getting it with the ultimate upgrade and just upgrading it right away. Now, other than these two, we also have these offers also for 400 vouchers, Master Key for CB and D. Not worth it. Absolutely not worth. Compared to this, no. This is not worth it at all. And we also have, for 400 vouchers, 40 direct upgrades of Class S, which means basically upgrading a car all the way from 0 to hero. That sounds good, except that for that same amount, you can literally get the same thing with the Master Key and the ultimate upgrade for the exact same price. So I would say first go for this, and if you still have and you want to go for this and you still want more upgrades, then sure, you can buy this one. Because remember, this is only one purchase. You can only buy it once. After this, the offer will be gone. Now it says that it's a monthly deal. So the question is, will next month, will we have again more offers for this? Unknown at the time being. But remember what I always say, and for the millionth time, as I always say, I'm not trying to convince anybody to spend money on the game. I hope that's very, very clear. But as I always say, anytime that GameLove does experiments with offers, with festivals, with this, with that, they tend to be very giving at first, really good offers. And eventually, once they figure out like, okay, yeah, a lot of people were buying, but guess what? Maybe it's not so good to sell these things for this price. Then they start nerfing them. And next thing you know, maybe this will stay over here, but instead of 400, it's going to be 1200. You know, things like that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to convince anybody to spend money on the game or anything like that. But this seems to me one of those cases where they're selling something really good for a relatively decent price, especially for the people who already have vouchers from previous purchases, good purchases. This is fantastic. So just keep that in mind. Again, not trying to convince you or anything, but I just wanted to put it out there because I thought it was worth mentioning. Other than that, again, nothing special happening over here. Yeah, basically all of this remains the same. So let me switch back to my main account and get back to proper colors. Yeah, that's the colors that I wanted. So yeah, overall, there's definitely things happening. The game continues to change. Some things for better, some things for worse. But as I said earlier, it is sure that there's things that are going to be annoying, things that are bad on the game. But we definitely need to also look at the good things and try to make the most out of it while they're there. You know, just thought of putting it out there. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.